You see Walt down there putting a little Vaseline. There's a nice shot of one of our card ladies. Lavota getting a little Vaseline over the eye.
Dr. John Badalamenti and Paul Remke working B.J. Lavota's corner. And keep an eye on the left eye of B.J. Lavota.
Let's take a look at this spinning back kick. And it comes straight in, just off the glove of B.J. Lavota.
And here's the end now, as you see the right hand of Brinkerhoff. Round number 2 now. Brinkerhoff on the left, B.J. Lavota on the right. And Brinkerhoff wants to go back to that spinning back kick. Lavota, the aggressor early on here in round 2. Left-right combination by Brinkerhoff, followed up by a round kick. And back comes Lavota. Nice right uppercut. He's got him in trouble. Brinkerhoff slides through the ropes. Now Lavota on the attack. Goes to work on Brinkerhoff.
The referee might have saved Brinkerhoff on that one by pulling him out of the ropes.
Good left hook by B.J. Lavota, and Brinkerhoff still answering, though.
Brinkerhoff was definitely in trouble. There's another right hand.
And a left-right combination. Lavota loading up on his punches.
That uppercut is working good. He's getting Brinkerhoff turned around.
And we've still got about a minute left in round 2. Good right hand by Brinkerhoff. And right now, Jeff, Lavota still has to be cautious because Brinkerhoff does have a punch or two left.
Lavota needs a few kicks. He's 3 short right now.
He's been trying to finish Brinkerhoff off with the punching combination. There's 1 kick. He needs 2 more.
And he needs 1 more. You notice the lights. There's the blue light showing he needs 1 more. 1 light for each kick. And when the yellow one comes on the top, he's gotten his kicks in. When you see the red lights, that's for the red corner.
Brinkerhoff fighting back now.
Get that back. Lavota, after starting slow that first round, definitely came back and took control in the second.
Brinkerhoff has been the busier kicker through the first 2.5 rounds. Oh, good right uppercut. And tears wanted a break as Lavota landed his punch. So both fighters have been guilty of some borderline punching.
Sometimes you pay your opponent back when he hits after the break. Sometimes you slip one in accidentally too.
Turn around, fair play.
Lavota didn't like him pushing him down there. That's another foul.
Good right uppercut. Followed up with a right-left combination by Brinkerhoff. Lavota fighting back. Still needs 2 kicks in this round. BJ has been more willing to work the combination. Now he's got his kicks in round number 3. That right uppercut has been a very effective punch for Brinkerhoff.
And for Lavota also. He hurt Lavota. Lavota hurt Brinkerhoff in the second round with that uppercut.
Final seconds now. Round number 3. Chris Brinkerhoff and B.J. Lavota. Back in San Jose, I'm Pat Scanlon along with Jeff Smith. We've got a war going on for the FFKA Light Welterweight Championship. B.J. Lavota on the left, Chris Brinkerhoff on the right.
At the closing seconds of that last round, you saw Brinkerhoff hitting on the brake for the second time. Paul Kears, our center ref, warning him that if he does that one more time, he's going to take a point away.
Spinning back fist by Brinkerhoff doesn't connect.
You're not allowed to hit after the bell.
Well, Brinkerhoff had said he was a very focused fighter in preparing for Lavota for the last 2 months. That preparation in evidence. He tries a left-right combination.
That was a nice hook kick.
Spinning back fist that time by Lavota, and it landed. Now a left uppercut. Lavota on the attack.
Lavota showing nice kicking techniques, too. He didn't land it quite as hard. It looks like Brinkerhoff kicks more powerful, but Lavota's definitely gets him up there.
Midway through round number 4, and it's the first time we've really seen the spinning back fist from B.J. Lavota. And Lavota pounding the body, and those take their toll. Big right hand. Brinkerhoff said the overhand right, a big part of his weapon.
Lavota fighting out of that corner needs to spin him around there. You don't want to sit back in the corner.
That overhand right by Brinkerhoff did some damage to B.J. Lavota. And there's a jump kick by Lavota.
They calling that a slip.
Lavota left his feet to deliver that kick.
Lavota told me before the fight that he's been working on that jump back leg round kick and wanted to land it and knock his opponent out with it, but that wasn't quite the right time to throw it.
Looping right hand by B.J. Lavota. As we draw to the end of round number 4, Brinkerhoff on the attack. Listen to the crowd at the San Jose Civic Auditorium. Local favorite Chris Brinkerhoff having the anvil applied over his left eye. And B.J. Lavota, who looked to be in a little bit of trouble late in the 4th round.
Our referee, Paul Kears, going to both corners, looking at the fighters to see how that eye is. Looks like it opened up a little bit here on Lavota.
And they're going to work under his left eye.
Taking a look at some of that slow motion in that last round. There's that overhand right lands right on the chin. Lavota can take a shot. Here's an earlier shot also. Here's that spinning back fist. Lands on the top of the head, which is not as effective as the jaw.
And there's the total kicks through 4 rounds. As we begin round number 5. B.J. Lavota on the right. Chris Brinkerhoff from Fremont, California, the hometown favorite, working the left side. As we've said, Brinkerhoff has been more active.
You see the total kicks there, 42 to 35.
And Brinkerhoff almost wound up in Fremont, California after that spinning kick.
Brinkerhoff with a slight edge in kicking number. Those are the number of kicks that have been thrown.
Brinkerhoff landing a left-right combination. Lavota fighting back. Brinkerhoff answering with a spinning back fist that missed. There's a spinning hook kick.
Brinkerhoff said that was his favorite technique. He likes to use it a lot.
B.J. Lavota, the North American champion, has his hands full with Chris Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff missing with the right hand, trying to counter the round kick of Lavota. Brinkerhoff had the advantage as Lavota scores with a spinning kick.
Lavota has one of his own.
Brinkerhoff had the advantage of watching Lavota's fight on tape against Paul Biafore and really went to school. Now Lavota infighting.
These guys like to mix it up inside.
Good right uppercut by Brinkerhoff, followed up by a left-right combination. Final second, round number 5. We'll be back in San Jose right after this. From the San Jose Civic Auditorium, scheduled for 12 for the FFKA Light Welterweight World Championship. B.J. Lavota, the North American champion, on the left. Chris Brinkerhoff, the challenger, 5th ranked by the FFKA, on your right.
I tell you, Pat, this is a hard fight to score because both guys have been effective They like to exchange a lot of technique.
Spinning kick by Brinkerhoff. A swelling around the left eye of Chris Brinkerhoff. Lavota, some puffiness around his left eye. Lavota snapping a few lefts off as you see the puffiness around Brinkerhoff's left eye. But he's firing now. And Lavota going to work, it would seem, with the left jab on that eye.
Lavota should not cover up like that. He needs to answer back. It's easy to slip one in there and catch you by surprise.
Keep the noise down. Brinkerhoff, a left to the body, a right, and an overhand right.
Brinkerhoff is able to land that uppercut, and then Lavota comes back with his own.
Good uppercut by B.J. Lavota. Good left hand, that one got in. Now Brinkerhoff fighting back, spins around and turns it around on Lavota.
They keep changing back and forth. This is a war. These guys came to fight.
Left uppercut.
The uppercut has been the best punch for both fighters in this fight.
And Lavota still needs a kick as we come to the closing stages of the round. And he did not get it. Well, the left eye of Chris Brinkerhoff, the cut has been open. However, B.J. Lavota was one kick short in that round, so he'll be penalized a point. And Jeff, in a close fight like this, a very costly mistake by Lavota.
Worse than the kick, missing the kick, look at the eye of Brinkerhoff. That cut is right on the eyelid. Look at this left hook. He's covering up, and they exchange right back. There's that left, straight in there. Lavota was able to open a cut, and it's right on the eyelid. Now, that can affect the fight. Lavota has one under the eye. Check the angle here. There comes that left. It goes right off the gloves, but it's powerful enough to push those gloves apart and come right inside. The worst part of that for Brinkerhoff is that he got a cut on his left eyelid. When it's on the eyelid like that and it opens, the doctor will stop the fight because it will impair the vision. Under the eye, when it doesn't impair the vision, they will let the cut go longer. So let's hope Brinkerhoff has a good, experienced corner in there. They have Walt Carvello in there, who has a lot of experience. Let's see if he can keep it close. We've got a lot of fighting left.
Well, Brinkerhoff told us he likes to stand and slug, stick and move. And he has really exchanged with B.J. Lavota. And there's a good look at the cut above the left eye. Dr. Naylor Fitzhugh, a very important man now in this light welterweight world championship because he can stop it. Lavota on the left, Brinkerhoff on the right.
We're only halfway through. We still have 6 full rounds of fighting. That cut will definitely play some importance.
Lavota warned for hitting.
Cannot hit to the back.
So B.J. Lavota now, after missing one kick in the last round, spinning back fist by Brinkerhoff. Lavota trying to answer back. Good right hand by B.J. Lavota must make 9 kicks in this round or lose another point.
He's already gotten 8, so he's already made it up.
Right hand by Brinkerhoff.
I think Brinkerhoff's corner is told him to try to finish him off because you're not going to go many rounds with that eye like that.
And just when you think that Lavota's in trouble, he attacks back with a round kick and a flurry. Good left hand, and Brinkerhoff comes in with a right. Spinning back fist misses.
Lavota needs to get out of that corner and spin him around.
Pushed back into the ropes by Brinkerhoff.
And back comes Lavota.
Good right hand by Lavota. These two fighters have really given it their all. Left-right combination by Brinkerhoff. Some blood now on the face of B.J. Lavota as we come to the final seconds of round number 7. Lavota bleeding now from the nose. Kears warns him for butting, headbutting. San Jose Civic Auditorium. Pat Scanlon and Jeff Smith. Take a look at that spinning back fist that did some damage to Lavota.
That was a good, clean shot right on the jaw. They also bumped heads in there sometime during that round, and Lavota came up with a big knot right on the center of his forehead.
And Kears did warn Chris Brinkerhoff about headbutting as round 7 expired. Now Kears does a little housekeeping as we begin. Round number 8. Brinkerhoff to the left, Lavota to the right. The FFKA Light Welterweight World Championship. And whichever fighter wins it, he'll have earned it. Brinkerhoff with a left-right combination. And Lavota has to be careful about being backed into the corner because Brinkerhoff has done damage there. Two more kicks. Good round kick by Lavota. Lavota did make his kicks up in that last round. In fact, he had 16 checked. Lavota goes for a spinning hook kick. Follows up with a left hand, but there's a good right.
Lavota needs to put some pressure on Brinkerhoff.
And Brinkerhoff continues to stop. Left, right.
Lavota looks a little wobbly in the knees leaning back there. Let's see, here he comes.
Throwing combinations of his own.
Just when you think he's hurt, he just comes back with a flurry.
And that left hook by Brinkerhoff. Back comes Lavota.
Lavota caught 2 hard shots.
And he's bleeding badly from the nose. Lavota is. Lavota tries for the spinning back fist. We have a war going on. Brinkerhoff staying busy into the final moments of the round.
Take a look at the corner here of Brinkerhoff. You see the cut over their eye, right on the eyelid. That's a terrible place to get a cut.
But for the most part, it stayed closed.
That's a lot of credit to his corner. You see Walt in the corner with the Q-tips, applying a little pressure, trying to stop the bleeding. Taking a look in Lavota's corner. He doesn't seem to be bleeding, but he definitely has some good bumps on his head.
Well, his nose, as they work on his nose, he's got the bloody nose. And, Jeff, that will affect his breathing.
I think it's affected it to this point. You look at this slow motion with that double left hook and a right hand. All 3 of those landed clean. And look what happens. Lavota just comes back with a flurry. You catch 3 shots, and what does he do? He just answers them back.
Round number 9. Chris Brinkerhoff and B.J. Lavota. Brinkerhoff has been able to back Lavota up against the ropes and do damage earlier on.
You see how Lavota is taking control in the kicking department. After getting that penalty, he became more aware and came back a 79 to 76 lead on kicks. Again, those do not count for points. Nice reverse kick.
Reverse kick for Chris Brinkerhoff. And Lavota done in by a low blow. And Lavota is doubled over. And now Paul Kears giving Lavota a moment to collect himself.
And Paul Kears is taking a point away.
And Brinkerhoff does not like it.
Now the ref can give him time to clear because Brinkerhoff has had 2 other fouls. He could take a point just like that. Brinkerhoff does not like it.
Lavota says he's all right.
Lavota didn't like it much either.
Now a left-right combination. Brinkerhoff. But Lavota trying to fight his way off the rope.
Every time Brinkerhoff lands a solid one, Lavota comes back with his own.
Late stages of round number 9. Now Lavota. Lavota for a second holding on to the ropes with his right hand to stay alive. And Brinkerhoff is short 2 kicks. But Paul Kears stops it. Chris Brinkerhoff is the new FFKA light welterweight champion. And the 2 fighters saluting one another. And there's a great gesture of sportsmanship by B.J. Lavota.
Well, you see the audience is not happy with the referee stopping that fight. The audience is definitely not happy with the referee stopping that fight. But you see B.J. Lavota picking up his opponent, showing his gesture that he feels his opponent deserved that victory.
Well, Paul Kears coming over to explain his decision. He said, it's a knockout. There's no TKOs in the state of California. But I think B.J. Lavota had something left. Here's how it ended. Lavota in the corner, backed up by Brinkerhoff.
Now he throws one low. He throws another one that doesn't do anything. There's a left off the top of the head and an uppercut. I don't see that Lavota was hurt. He's tired, but it didn't look like he still had his hands up. He knew where he was. It's nothing we hadn't seen the whole fight.
And Lavota, who had earlier in the round suffered a low blow and had been given time to collect himself. So Paul Kears stepping in and stopping this fight. We'll be back in San Jose in just a moment. San Jose, California. Pat Scanlon and Jeff Smith here as Chris Brinkerhoff stops B.J. Lavota for the FFKA Light Welterweight World Championship. And let's take a look at action earlier in the round, Jeff.
You see the spinning back kick off the glove. It didn't seem to do any damage. And then he comes inside, throws a left. There's that nice uppercut he's been landing all day. Another one to the body.
And there's the low blow that doubled over Lavota.
That's the one that cost Brinkerhoff a penalty.
Okay, right now let's go to ring announcer Lee J. Nelson for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we give out the championship title, how about a big hand for both these wonderful fighters? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout in 1 minute and 30 seconds into the 9th round, and the FFKA Light Welterweight World Champion in the red corner, Chris Brinkerhoff.
Well, Chris Brinkerhoff with a mixed reaction from the crowd here in San Jose. Interesting, the home crowd has favored him throughout the fight, receiving his light welterweight world championship belt from FFKA President Terry Nye. Brinkerhoff improving to 24-1-1 with a victory over the North American champion, B.J. Lavota. So Paul Kears stopping this one. Brinkerhoff by knockout in the 9th round. Right now, let's join Jeff Smith.
Congratulations to Chris Brinkerhoff, our new light welterweight world champion. Tell me what happened. Do you feel that the referee should have stopped that?
Well, they don't allow a standing 8, and I know he was hurt real bad. I know that shot they called a low blow wasn't a low blow. He felt it right at the belt line, and I knew if I worked on his body, he was going to go down. There's no standing 8 count, so the ref had to stop it. But BJ is the toughest fighter I ever fought. I give him all the credit in the world, man. I never had someone just, I got to admit, I was hurt, man. And like I said earlier, I persevere, man. I keep working, man. When the going gets tough, hey, this man did it for me. Walt Carvalho, man. He got me ready. He made me tough, man.
Well, let me tell you, that was some war in there. As hard as you pressed him, he pressed back.
Man,
it was amazing.
Every time I thought he was gonna crawl into a shell and let me bang on him, he started firing back. And that boy, he hits hard, man. I think I underestimated a little bit, and that's something I said I'd never do again. But hey, I guess I'm learning that lesson all over again.
Walt, it looked like he had this cut opened up in about the 6th or 7th round. You did an excellent job on keeping that closed. It looks like there's about 2 separate cuts. He's got one on the top. How'd you keep it closed?
Well, I'm an expert a professional boxing manager, and I've handled top pros in the ring when they had cut from the 1st round and right off to 12th round without losing them. Yeah. So I wasn't too concerned about them stopping the fight. I know I could stop it. And
well, the crowd here was definitely behind you. It looks like they didn't want to see the fight stopped because they wanted to see this war. This is definitely one of the most exciting fights I've ever witnessed, and a lot of credit, I think, goes to your opponent, BJ Lavota.
Oh, yeah, man. He's the toughest guy I've ever fought. And before you guys cut me off, I'd like to say I dedicate this fight to my mother, Mary Rodriguez, who believed in me way before I even started to believe in myself. I love you, Mom.
Congratulations to our new light welterweight world champion.
Yes, ma'am. Give the credit to this man.
Now, let's talk. Let's talk with our tough North American champion, BJ Lavota. That was a heck of a war and a gallant effort. How did you feel in the corner there?
I wasn't hurt. I was covering up. He hit me with a couple of good shots. I got a slight cut on my eye. That bothered me a little bit, but I was never hurt, Jeff. I was never hurt.
It looks like the cut was below the eye, and it looks like your corner.
My headbutt, too. But that's inconsequential. He never hurt me in the corner. He had me hurt. I can't lie. He did have me hurt, but not bad enough to stop the fight.
Well, I think the audience agreed with you, and of course, not having a standing 8 count, Paul Kears looking for the safety of the fighters, but I would have to agree with you. I think the fight should have continued on, and of course, the audience wanted to see more of this excellent action.
Well, if you want to compare it, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, I had him in the same predicament, if not worse. He wasn't there either. The ref chose to let it go because maybe it was earlier in the fight. I don't know. But he was gone. He was definitely hurt. I just couldn't put my punches together and take him out of there like normal. But tell you what, we do it again. It's not going 9 rounds.
Well, Brinkerhoff definitely gave you a lot of credit. He said you were definitely the toughest opponent he ever fought. And I think you might have to agree he might be the toughest one you ever fought.
He's a real crisp puncher. He's a great kicker. Love to do it again. It was a great war, and that's the stuff that'll build kickboxing. That is what will build kickboxing.
Well, really, a tremendous fight. 2 great champions. You lost a close one here, and good job on your corner. They did an excellent job, and that eye looks like it's still in pretty good shape. It was a heck of a war. A lot of credit to BJ Lavota. Now, let's go to Pat.
Okay, Jeff, thanks very much. Well, one of the key elements in this fight was that there is no standing 8 count, according to the California State Athletic Commission. Had there been a standing 8 count, as you hear the cheers in the background for BJ Lavota, they booed him when he was announced. Being from Milwaukee, fighting the hometown favorite, Chris Brinkerhoff, but they love him as they steps through the ropes and exits the ring. Chris Brinkerhoff, the new FFKA light welterweight world champion. We'll be back right after this. Back to San Jose Civic Auditorium. I'm Pat Scanlon along with Jeff Smith. Now, earlier in the night, we had an exciting undercard fight featuring Eddie Croft from Foster City, California, taking on David Imee from Bakersfield. Now, Croft had Imee on the canvas in the 2nd round, a very interesting knockdown.
And he was definitely taking control at this point. And Imee was trying to get his kicks off, but ran into a little trouble there.
All right, let's take a look at the replay of the knockdown and then pick up 3rd round action.